Hi and welcome to Karina's Sewing Room. I'm doing a voiceover on a Norwegian video that I made, showing my two favorite pockets that I use in bag making. This is the latest bag that I've done. Really like it. I have a zipper pocket using a zipper overlay. Almost need to turn the bag inside out to show you. Trying to figure out the Norwegian word for zipper overlay, and I have no idea what it's called. And then I make a cargo style slip pocket. I'm just gonna get another bag with a lighter color lining, so it will be easier to see. You see it builds out a bit more in the middle, so it fits more. And I call them cargo style pockets. So in this video, I'm showing the cargo style pocket in the first one and the zipper pocket in the next one. And this is the two latest bags that I made. It's my own pattern. It's called Frøya, or as you might say, Freya. The only way to get this pattern is joining a class that I had with Angela Wolf in December. It's an online class, 6 instructors. It was me, Angela, Reen Wilcoxon, Rhonda Sigritz, Joanne Banco, and Heather Banks. Yes, I did remember all. The 6 of us had, we did have a live on YouTube on December 1st, showing all the projects. We had a minimum an hour each. I think some were up to 1.5 hours with video content for this class. I made this bag. I showed how I make hidden strap connectors. I also showed it in how I do the hidden strap connectors in cotton fabric and in vinyl, cork, raw edge material. I also made one with a recessed zipper because the bag it's just open, it's no closure to it. So I made a few hacks on them. And I showed how you use the pattern pieces to do the split front or the regular bag. And now I'm just talking about the class, and you can watch them again and again and again and again and again. Everything is in English, but it's very good videos. I'm going to leave a link down below. So here I'm starting with the cargo style pocket. I fold the fabric in half, right sides together, and I'm gonna sew around the raw edges, but I'm gonna leave a turning hole because we need to turn this right side out. I tend to do the turning hole on the side, but you can do it wherever you want. So I backstitch and I jump further down on the side, backstitch again, and continue sewing all the way around. Cut all those threads as I go. It's so much easier. And then I cut down the corners so I can turn the corner and get a crisp corner. Oh, that's a lot of corners. The fabric I'm using is waterproof canvas and it's a bit thick. And if I struggle with turning the waterproof canvas, I can hover the iron over it and press the steam button, and that will heat up the fabric and it will be softer to turn. You can also use a blow dryer to heat it up, and it makes it so much easier to turn, but this is not too bad. So I'm pinching the corner between my index finger and my thumb, and I flip it out. Of course, it's hard to do that on the corner on the other side, so I need to use my point turner. And again, I have no idea. I'm looking for the Norwegian word, and I have no idea what it's called in Norwegian, but I do know the English word. Yeah. And as my point turner is not pointy, it doesn't have a sharp point, I can put some muscles into it. I can push it hard against the corners, and I also twist it to get the corners out. It does need some work, but it ends up good in the end. It's worth doing it correctly. I always put a clip on the turning hole so I know where it is. So now I'm going to do a top stitch on the top edge. Oh, I need to poke that corner a bit more. It wasn't quite as sharp as I wanted it. Squeeze out all the air. So now I'm going to sew do a top stitch on the top edge of the pocket. I'm just letting the fabric lay against my finger so I can I'm guiding the fabric with my finger to get a straight seam. Now I'm going to fold it in half, make a crease down the center, and I have a 1-inch ruler. It's 1 by 6 inches. And I put this 1-inch ruler against the crease that I made, and I fold over one side of the pocket. I fold it on the ruler. Take out the ruler, and then I sew along that crease. Then I open it up again, and you can see the crease line, and I put the ruler on the other side of the crease line and fold it over the other way. So I'm doing the same procedure on the other side of that crease line. So now it looks like this. I can still see the crease line in the middle. I can fold it again and crease it once more. Just to make it easier, even easier to see it. Then I get the lining, the bag lining piece, and I've also folded it so I have a crease line, and I put the crease line on the pocket on top of the crease line of the lining. Figure out how far down I want the pocket to be in the bag. Then I'm just gonna sew all the way down on the pocket. Backstitch at the beginning and the end, because we always do that. And trim those threads as we go. And now I'm gonna fold that line, that seam that I sewed. I'm gonna fold it against the middle of the pocket. So right on top of the seam that I just sewn. And I use clips to clip the fold together so that the pocket lies where it's supposed to do. And I do the same on the other side. Fold that first seam into the middle so they butt against each other, and put a few clips to hold the pocket together so it lays correctly. And I put the clips on that fold. And now the pocket lays flat as it's are supposed to be. And now I'm gonna sew down the edge across the bottom and up on the other side. And as I'm doing this, I'm also closing that turning hole where you can see my silver clips. Remove the clips as I get to them. Of course, you don't want to sew over them. I'm sure my machine could do it, but I don't want to try it. Be folding those edges in the turning hole, back stitch at the end. And now that pocket is done. Trim the threads, remove the clips. Now we have a pocket that looks like this. So it will hold more than if I just sewed it flat on. So that's my favorite slip pocket. And now we're going to do a zipper pocket with a zipper overlay. And I have put double-sided tape on the back side of the zipper overlay. So now I have folded the lining piece in half to find the center, and I'm folding the zipper overlay in half to find the center. And now I need to figure out where to place it. In most patterns, there are directions of where to put the pockets. I'm just eyeballing it, how far down I want it. But I do want the pocket straight, so I'm using a ruler to get the top edge of the zipper overlay straight. Removing the backing on the double-sided tape. So now I'm going to sew around the outer edge of the zipper overlay. And I'm sewing 1/8 of an inch from the edge of the zipper overlay all the way around. And I like to count the stitches on the short edges. So I know that all the edges has the same amount of stitches. Yeah. Almost done. I'm trying to stop exactly where I started. A few stitches to secure the thread. And then I take my craft knife and I'm just cutting down the center of the zipper overlay. Just because it's easier to just stab it and drag the knife through. And then I'm gonna cut away the lining fabric that it's inside of the zipper overlay. Be careful so you don't cut the zipper overlay. You just need to cut the lining away. And you don't need to cut all the way to the stitches that are on the outer edge of the overlay. So now it looks like this on the back side, and you get a clean edge on the right side of the lining piece. I can put this away, and I take my I take my pocket fabric, and then I need some zipper, and I cut my zipper a tiny bit bigger than the pocket piece. And as I'm using zipper binding yarn, I also need to cinch the edges with my lighter, so it doesn't fray. And I put the lining with the right side up. I put the zipper with the right side up, and I'm gonna sew along the edge. And I don't sew as close to the zipper as I can get. It's more like 1/8 of an inch, a quarter of an inch from the edge. And I don't use clip. I adjust the zipper, press it down, and just sew as I go. And now I take the other side of the zip tape and fold it over to the other side of the pocket. Now, if you have 2 pocket pieces, you just fold down, you just put down the other pocket piece and match up the side edges of the pocket pieces, because the zipper is a bit longer than the pocket pieces. I make sure the edges match up. So I'm just placing the zipper tape on the pocket piece and hold it there, and I sew, and I take 1 stitch at a time. And now I am gonna cut down the pocket piece, because it looks like this now, and I'm gonna cut the pocket piece. I usually have two pocket pieces. This time I just cut everything in one piece. So now it looks like this. If you're using cotton fabric, you can iron it. I cannot iron this on the back side because it will melt. So I'm using double-sided tape. Some might say I'm cheating, but that's okay. This is how this works for me, so this is the way I'm doing it. I like using double-sided tape when it makes the job easier. I just let the pressure foot on my machine hold everything in place. I'm just gonna fold down the zipper tape on both sides. And now it's gonna look like I've ironed it. You do get the same result. Now I'm gonna put on the zipper pull. And I'm trying to figure out which piece is bigger than the other. And I want this pocket to open up from left to right. And now I'm gonna use more double-sided tape. This is 1/8 of an inch wide zip tape. And I put that on the seam that I just sewn because then I know it won't show. So now I can remove the backing on the lowest part of the zipper pocket, and I place the lining piece on top of it, and making sure that the zipper teeth are in the center of the zipper overlay. And I might need to adjust several times to get it correct. And now I just fold down the top part of the lining piece, remove the backing on the last double-sided tape, and fold the lining piece over it. And again, making sure everything lays straight. And it's not, so I'm going to reposition it. And that's the wonder of, that's the good part with double-sided tape. You can reposition as many times as you want. And the zipper pocket is completely open underneath. And I'm gonna start with the zipper pull behind my pressure foot. And then I'm gonna sew all the way around. I'm back stitching at the beginning to secure the threads. And now when I'm gonna cut away the thread so it doesn't get caught up when I'm stitching. And when I get to the zipper pull, I stop with the needle down, I lift up the foot, and I pull the glide, and then I pull the zipper pull away. And because I started with the zipper pull behind the foot, I always have the zipper closed where I'm sewing, so you don't have any bubbles that you have to sew past. Of course, I'm back stitching when I get to where I started. No raw edges of the zipper tape showing in the inside. Then I'm going to fold down the top edge of the zipper pocket And I'm just let it lay naturally, where it naturally folds. I'm not pulling on it. And one part of the lining is a bit longer than the other, and that's completely natural because we have the zipper and now I'm just going to close up this pocket. I'm going to sew down the edge, the sides, and I'm going to turn the bag through this pocket. Well, I'm going to turn the bottom of the bag through this pocket. So I sew a bit on the bottom of the pocket, and then I sew out of the fabric so you get that L shape. And on this side I sew into the fabric, pivot, sew along the bottom edge to the side, and then I sew up the side seam. Oh, a couple of more threads I need to trim. Now I have a zipper pocket that looks like this. No raw edges of the zip tapes shown on the inside, and I have it open. The bottom of the pocket is open, and I leave the zipper open because then I know when I'm done with the bag that if that zipper is open, I need to shut that zipper tape. So I hope someone found this useful. And these pockets are pockets that you can add to any bag pattern that you have. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!